Welcome to Filmi Recaps. Today I will show you a survival, an Argentine-Spanish crime thriller film based on an actual event, titled 4x4. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie opens and we see a high-security building, surrounded by barbed wires on its walls and lots of security cameras. Then the camera pans to an SUV car, and we see a guy named Ciro, coming from behind, and it catches his interest. He uses his unlocking skills and breaks into it. Now he starts to find different essential things in the car. First, he takes out the music system of the car and puts it in his bag. Then he finds a diary and sunglasses. Before getting out of the car he pees on the back seat and tries to open the door, but it is not opening. He tries his best to open all doors but can't. He now goes to the back seat and tries hard to break the windows with his foot but fails. He hits every window with his foot, but the glass of the windows are very hard. Ciro is now very frustrated and takes out a metal tire opener from the toolkit and tries again to break the front glass and windows but fails. After failing from breaking the windows, he now breaks a door lock with a tire opener. While ripping off the door panel and reaching for the lock mechanism he injures his hand. Ciro now goes to the last seat and takes off the floor carpet to see a way, but he's shocked to find strength in steel. Ciro now takes out a gun from his bag and fires it on the windshield, but the bullet bounces back and hits on his thigh. Now his both legs and hand is injured. He takes off his shirt and ties up his thigh to stop the bleeding. A woman comes to the car and starts to fix her lipstick through the car's window and can't see him through the window. He shouts for help, but she can't hear him. It seems the car is soundproof and bulletproof. Ciro takes out his phone and tries to call for help, but its battery dies soon. Now Ciro is badly trapped in the car and frustrated. Now he is very thirsty, takes out his Pepsi, and finishes off all. He is trapped the whole day and now it's night. Things are getting worse when he suffers at night with his wounded leg and hand. Ciro has nothing to drink and is extremely thirsty, so he starts to lick the window for water. He is very tired and didn't sleep the whole night. It is about morning and he reinstalls the music system to listen to some music on the radio. Now he tries to forget the situation by enjoying the music and again starts to break the door with the tire fixing tool. At the same time, the music stops and receives a call from a called ID name, Me. It's from the car's owner. He introduces himself as Enrique Ferrari, a doctor, specializing in pregnancy. He now reveals that he had been robbed 28 times, so he has made his car a trap for the thieves. He had installed a sound and bulletproof system and polarized it, making it unbreakable. He calls it 4x4. He also reveals that its alarm system is connected to his phone and controls the locking systems. The owner tells Ciro about the oil tank, which is the only thing not bulletproof, and warns him to blow him up if he doesn't obey him. He then also reveals that he's a widower and a cancer patient with only a few months left to live. Ciro doesn't care about his personal life and demands to set him free because he has nothing to eat and drink. Ciro then threatens to kill him and his family if he is not going to set him free. Enrique hangs up and turns on the AC slowly. The car's temperature is getting very low, and Ciro wears his shirt and ties his injured leg with his pants. He then starts to cover the AC areas. He is freezing, and his wounds are getting infected. Suddenly the AC stops and the owner again calls him and asks for an answer which he asked earlier. He has asked him, "What would you do if you caught your son stealing?" Ciro begs to set him free, but Enrique tells the incidents with his family and robberies and hangs up. A traffic police car comes and stops in front. Ciro shouts for help, but the policeman can't hear him. He left a parking challan and leaves. Now it's raining outside. Ciro is lying on the seat. He again gets a call from the car's owner who asks him for his name and ID number for water in exchange. Enrique notes his answer and tells him about a hidden washer hose in the back with water to drink. Ciro finds and drinks, but it was not enough. He is now getting weaker and dehydrated. It is again night, and he sees a food delivery boy and becomes starving. Ciro continues to try and escape, but doors are too strong for him to penetrate with an iron. Ciro again receives a call from Enrique who asks about his situation. Ciro becomes more frustrated as his wounds start to get worse. He asks to set him free, but Enrique seems to enjoy messing with Ciro with his conversations. He becomes weaker, turned yellow, and his lips dry. He finds the car's manual and eats its papers. He then pees in a bottle and drinks his urine to stay hydrated. Ciro sees a thief comes to unlock the car and finds hope, but shortly some people catch him and call the police to arrest him. He felt sad to see this. Next day Enrique calls him and tells Ciro that there is a chocolate bar hidden in the brake panel. Now he feels good and starts to talk to himself about the surrounding people. He still thinks about how he can rob them if he wasn't trapped in the car. He again continues to hit on the door and makes a small hole. He shouts for help through the hole, but it is still not enough to reach his sound. He puts his mobile battery on the dashboard to charge. The next day Enrique calls him and tells him that he was at his house, seeing his wife and his son. Enrique says that he lied about a lottery Ciro is registered for and gives him $100,000 to buy a home and give education to his son. Enrique then starts to count his crimes and his murders during robberies. Ciro is in tears and denies responsibility for his actions, but afterwards says that it was a mistake. But Enrique hangs up by saying he doesn't deserve his family for his crimes. Ciro sees that his phone battery is charged in the sunlight and calls his wife. He confesses and sends a voice note before the battery dies. After making the call, Ciro presses the start button repeatedly and it starts. He takes a long breath and starts to drive it in reverse gear until it hits a wall, and the safety bags comes out. He finally comes out through a window that was broken during the accident. He is suffering from wound infection, dehydration, and staggering, reached a gas station and takes a water bottle and hamburgers. He isn't paid for the food, so a guard comes to him. Ciro is very angry to see him. He takes out his gun and shoots him to death for disturbing him from eating. At the same time, he wakes up and realized that it was just a dream. Ciro was about to kill himself with the gun. Suddenly he receives the last call from Enrique. Ciro demands to see his son, but he refuses. Ciro again tries to count for 3 and shots himself, but then it didn't fire. Enrique then makes fun of him and tells him to see in front of the car and reveals himself in the car's lights. Enrique gets in the car and shows some chocolates and eats, making Ciro angry. Enrique makes a call to his secretary. When he was on call, Ciro takes out his gun and shots him and gets out of the car. He is crawling and struggles to walk because he has nothing left in his body to run. At the same time, Enrique appears and grabs his foot and drags him towards the back to the car. It seems like he missed the shot. Enrique then grabs him and starts to beat him on the road. A policewoman intervenes to stop Enrique, but he takes Ciro hostage. Later the media and public gather to see the situation. Enrique then asks the public to vote on whether should he kill him or hand over to the cops, where he gonna released after a day. Police then call a retired negotiator. A negotiator wants to talk with Enrique, but half of the community people on his side want him dead. Enrique tells him that government won't step in, and he is forced to handle things himself. The negotiator then brings some water to calm him down. Negotiator comes to Enrique and tells him that he is an educated person and the whole world gonna remember him as a murderer. He manages to convince Enrique to surrender and release Ciro. Ciro slowly hands over himself to the police. Enrique gives a smile to the negotiator and leaves his phone on the car roof, which shows a timer. Afterward, we learn that it detonates the explosive device, explodes the car, and kills Enrique. Then we see a sad look on Ciro's face in the back of a police car and finally having been freed, but arrested for his mistakes. The press talks about the doctor and calls him Samurai Doctor for his strong convictions. He makes a change for the community to prevent further robberies, and government will take steps. And the movie ends here. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.